Hey comic book fans, Chris the Jedi here coming to you with my very first video comic book review. This will be for the week of 8/31. So I hope you guys enjoy it. The first book that I had that I'm going to review for this week is Kick-Ass 2 number 3. If you've been reading this has been great. Miller's work is great. Romita Jr. is my favorite artist, so I love everything that he does. The book... It says this book saves lives, so you know it's going to be good. It's awesome. I won't spoil anything for you if you haven't read it, but if you're not picking up Kick-Ass 2, pick it up. It's a great book. It's a great read. Some really cool things happen in this one. Like I said, the art is fantastic. This is not a comic book for kids. Kiddies, don't buy this comic book. This isn't for you. This is an adult comic book, even though this kid looks like he's 12 or something. This is not a kid's comic book. This is for adults. So adults only, read this, but it's awesome. It saves lives. So pick it up, read it. Mark Millar, John Romita Jr. They're a great team. You just can't beat it. If you read Kick-Ass 1, then this is the same. Really great storytelling, really great art, things like that. Like I said, some interesting things happen in this one. A character comes back that you haven't seen for a while. So just pick it up and start reading it. It's only on issue number 3. You're not too late. Who knows when the next one will come out, so you know how Millar is. But pick it up and start reading it. Really great book. Next one, and this is one that I'm really excited about. I just recently got back into reading Spider-Man, and I started with the Spider Island Prelude, which was number 666 of Amazing Spider-Man. So we have here number 668, Amazing Spider-Man, Spider Island Part 2. It's really great. If you haven't been reading this and you want to get into Spider-Man, like I had a friend, Blue Goblin. You should check out his YouTube page and check out his comic book reviews. But I kind of talked to him about getting back into some Spider-Man, and he said that this is a great jumping on point. When you get into the Prelude, the first page kind of explains everything that's been happening with Spider-Man in the 616 universe. I believe this is 616. Yeah. I'm not a big Marvel fan, but I believe this is 616 universe. But anyhow, this has been great. The storytelling has been really good. It's a lot to read on each page without being boring, which is why I'd quit reading Marvel for a long time. They filled pages with words that didn't mean anything. I mean, they were just writing just for the sake of writing, and it was really boring to read. And this is not that way. Amazing Spider-Man has been great. Like I said, this is only part 2, and right now I'm not getting any of the one shots or any of the side issues to the Spider Island story. The only thing I'm getting is Amazing Spider-Man title, which I think that'll do me. I think I'll be able to follow the storyline just fine. Like I said, I'm not huge into the Marvel Universe, so I'm not that concerned with what happens outside of Spider-Man. The Amazing Spider-Man title. Pick it up. It's really cool. If you haven't been following Spider-Man, he has a new girlfriend. He's no longer with Mary Jane. And a little bit of a spoiler alert, she now has spider powers along with thousands of others in Manhattan. So just check it out. It's been a really great story. And it's not one of those things that's so far into it, you're going to get lost and you can't really pick it up. This is only issue number 2, or part 2, to the Spider Island story. So go out, pick it up, go to your local comic shop, and have them back order you some issues if they don't have it. It's really been great, though. Read that. And I want to thank my friend Blue Goblin for suggesting it. Next is probably one of the best little series, in my opinion, that DC has done in a while. It's really different. Blackest Night was great, Brightest Day was great, but Flashpoint was awesome. Awesome. I loved how they did it. It's very you'll be surprised at the end of this issue when you find out what caused Flashpoint. Well, I was surprised. Some of you may not be surprised. You may be very intuitive to things like that, and you may not be surprised at all. But this has been great. For those of you who haven't been reading it, basically Barry Allen woke up one day and everything was just different. The whole world was just different. His mom had never died. He wasn't really the Flash. I mean, even though he wasn't. Nobody had ever heard of the Flash. Thomas Wayne was Batman instead of Bruce. Bruce was the one who died in the alley. And there's actually, if you weren't picking it up, go back and pick up. I believe it's Batman Vengeance under the Flashpoint title, which is great. The Joker in that, I'll go ahead and spoil it for you. Martha Wayne kind of goes crazy because Bruce is dead, and so she becomes the Joker in this universe. That was just 3 issues. It was great. I just finished reading it the other day, and it was just I love the way it was done. This is cool. Of course, you have the Reverse Flashback, Eobard, or whatever his name is. I always like it when he's in there. I think I don't know, I'm sure people would argue about who the greatest Flash villain is, but I think he would be right up there. For me, he's my favorite. I always love it when he's in there because he's always causing mayhem, and Barry has to work really hard to set things straight. I'm a huge Flash fan, as you can see. So Flashpoint was awesome. Also, aside from Batman Vengeance, I think my favorite title under Flashpoint was Emperor Aquaman. Just 3 little issues. I thought it was great, though. Kind of, it's a little different. Aquaman and Wonder Woman are at war with one another, and it's just, it was really great. I enjoyed it. I think most people would enjoy it. But this leads directly into what is happening in the DC universe, and that is they're restarting everything. They're starting over. The new 52. They've got 52 titles. They're going to come out and be numbered at number 1. Most things are gonna start all over again. They're gonna kind of redo some origin stories. Some things you can tell if you've been reading DC over the last few weeks and you've been picking up some of the final issues. You can see how they're going to lead into some of the new 52. So it's not a complete restart, but it is a phenomenal point. Pick up Flashpoint 1 through 5. Read it, find out what's happening, and then go out and pick up the title. I mean, this title, I've been so excited for this. I've always wanted to jump into Justice League, and there's just been so much going on in the DC universe over the last few years. Like I said, you had Blackest Night and Brightest Day, and there's always been so many things going on that it's been hard to jump into Justice League. Well, now's your chance. Get into Justice League with Justice League number 1, written by Geoff Johns, who everyone knows practically walks on water. Art is done by Jim Lee, who is, aside from Romita Jr., my favorite artist. I love Jim Lee. He's definitely my favorite Batman artist, and this issue is it pretty much focuses on Batman and Green Lantern. It's kind of how the two of them meet, and so it takes place 5 years ago. It starts 5 years ago, which is really cool. Instead of the Justice League starting 40 years ago or 60 years ago or whatever it was, it starts 5 years ago, and they're kind of making it a more modern adaptation, and I'm sure there are some people who aren't happy with that. And I'm gonna, it's kind of sad that they're restarting some of the titles that have been going. Batman, the last one was number 713, so 713 issues, and they're just gonna restart. I don't know how many Justice League had, but it was quite a few. But this is really, I think this is going to be a good thing for DC Comics. I think it's going to be a good thing for people who are just now starting to really get into comics, and they're trying to find a place to jump in. I mean, you can pick up any DC title now. And number 1s are coming out over the next several weeks, and so you'll be able to pick up any DC title and just jump right into the storyline. You don't need any background information. You can just get right in there. This was great. Of course, like I said, Geoff Johns, great story. He did a great job with really kind of setting up what you can see is obviously going to be, this kind of, this big thing. You see, you have, Batman and Green Lantern, and then at the very end, Superman steps into it. And it's just really cool. I won't tell you anything about it. Just because I think you need to read it. I don't want to spoil it for you. just read it. I guess I kind of spoiled it that Superman's in there. You didn't know that. Well, oh well. But just read it. It's really awesome. This would, if I had to have a pick of the week, I don't know if I'm going to do that every week. I know some people do on their comic book reviews. If I had to have a pick of the week, I would say that this was it. Mostly just for its importance. A great story and everything, but for its importance to the DC universe, starting all over again, like I said, giving people a chance to really pick up on it. Plus, starting out with such a great team of Jeff Johns and Jim Lee. I don't know that they could have picked two better people to start this out with. In fact, in DC, out of all the DC artists that are big right now, I think the only one I would have rather seen would be Francis Manapul. But I don't know. I still think Jim Lee was definitely the right choice for this. I'm really excited about it. A lot of people are upset with some of the costume designs. I think they're great. I hope you have enjoyed this comic book review. It's my first one. I just did a run through. I didn't practice this before I did it, so I hope it's good. I hope you guys like it. If you do like it, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It'll be Chris the Jedi, and also follow me on Tumblr, tumblr.com/thejedipath, and I always post comic book stuff on there. I hope you guys subscribe. I hope you guys enjoy this, and I hope as things go along, I get better and better at this, and some of you actually enjoy watching this. Anyhow, thanks.